Welcome back to my Legends Expanded Universe chronological timeline rating, where I go through the Legends Expanded Universe in my timeline order and rank each individual piece of media out of 10 stars. Today we have Dawn of the Jedi Force War number 3, which is subtitled The Torture of Master Locke. We enter this issue with Tem Madog hacking and slicing people everywhere, which honestly a great way to start. Very captivating, very awesome to see him, snarling. He's basically just a lion with a lightsaber, so that's great. Shay's fighting, and her master almost dies, and she is close to the dark side because Zesh is gone. She knows he's in danger. She'll do anything it takes to save him, so her emotions are going darker as well, and she does everything she can to save her master and succeeds, but the fear that her master was going to be dead, Master Kwanjang, caused her to use her dark emotion. We then cut to Zesh, who's having this weird, it's not completely black and white, but it's like gray tones. There's this dream sequence where he's having this grayish brown dream sequence, and there's lightning around him, and we get this really cool panel which shows pretty much every single Jedi we've seen all on one panel. It's a great piece of art. It's really, really good. Probably better than the cover art. It's all in this grayish tone. But so he's seeing all of these people, and he's seeing Master Scalnus and how he manipulated him. And he's seeing Shakoda and Dagan Locke and Seknos in these visions. And he's seeing himself killing people and all the aliens he's killed in this dream sequence. And meanwhile, outside of this, he's being tortured by this giant blue spider thing that's strapped to his head. And Scalnus is torturing him, and he's just having these visions of all these horrible things he's done. By the end of it, he's brainwashed again effectively, and he's standing by Scalnus, and he's Scalnus's right-hand man, And Trilla's there too, and then they've also got Dagan, and Dagan's being tortured by Scalnus as well. Not as nicely as Zesh is being tortured, if that makes sense. He's spread out over some chains, scars, sweat dripping. He's in a furnace, and then he goes into his mind because Scalnus has the same power as Dagan, and he sends him into this. There's this really cool picture of him falling through all these planets. That's just a really cool scene there, as he's just flying through the galaxy itself in his own mind. And then Scalnus, just decides to electrocute Zesh and Trill, for the fun of it, just to show his power some more. Meanwhile, Tasha is surveying the battle through her battle meditation. That's the power that we found she's possessed in the last couple issues, which is really cool. This is the first chronological appearance of a battle meditation. Oppo Rancisis will use it. There's other people who will use it. It becomes a lost art kind of by Oppo Rancis's time, which makes it pretty special that he has it. So Tasha's using, a battle meditation. She's a Force seer. But then Scalnus is a mist comes over her, which is Scalnus is doing. And, she's blinded and she has no pupils anymore. So she looks horrific, which is, should be noted. Tasha's blind now. And then we see Tave fighting off some, Flesh Raiders, and we see Tem Madog doing the same. And Tem Madog, he is great. Now he's got his shirt off. He's fighting them with his, furry abs out. It's just really cool to see Tem Madog. Every time I see a panel with him, he just looks so cool. And he's, snarling, sharp teeth, slashing through them. And Shakoda is, slashing through him as well. And then the last panel of this issue is so confusing because it really fundamentally changes some characters just all of a sudden. this is something I didn't like particularly about this issue. It took characters who we were getting to know and like spun their motive. So Seknos is in the like chamber thing, still having his brain sucked out, where he was last issue in these like pod things with force lightning around him, and he just all of a sudden wakes up and screams Zesh, and he's like, "You are the Dark One. You've been deceiving us the whole time. You are with the enemy," which so he thinks that he's been with the enemy the whole time now, and then he says, "I will find you, I will kill you, even if it means my death. I will eat your heart, this I swear." Now, if we recall, in the first issue of the entire series, or in the first arc at least, Zesh mentioned that if you're a worthy warrior and you kill a worthy enemy and you fight well, you get the honor portion, which is eating the heart. So I think we're to take from this that Seknos is now like influenced by the Rakata, by the Infinite Empire, but that's never clarified. So either now he wants to eat hearts, or Seknos is like brainwashed by the Rakata now. But why would they brainwash him to become their enemy? That didn't make a lot of sense to me. Then beyond that, Dagenlock also says that he called Zesh his little brother, but what he didn't realize is Zesh is more powerful than him. Zesh has more darkness than Dagon. So Dagon says that if they ever meet again, he will bow before Zesh and call him his master before killing him. Now, I think this is a reference to the Sith. It was supposed to like make us think, oh, are Dagon and Zesh gonna be Sith, and the apprentice kills the master, but of course that's way later. Bane establishes that, so that's probably not what's being inferred here, but it's still interesting. But so now Seknos and Dagon both want to kill Zesh. Zesh is seemingly brainwashed, and with Trill and Skalnus, Shaykota is leaning dark. So a lot of stuff happens in this issue. The story really progresses. I didn't like how quickly it turns some characters. I get it's a comic book, they sometimes do that. But it's a really good, solid issue beyond the issues that I outlined with the quick turnaround character development. So I'd give this one a 5 of 10. Another solid issue. Lots happens in this one. This is the third issue, so it's really the middle part of the story, and it really gives us the biggest chunk of story in this arc. It gives us all the fleshy, meaty bits of the lore and the storylines of what's happening, and it sets us towards what's gonna happen next. And I'll talk about that next time when I get to issue 4. But what about you guys? What did you think of issue 3? How many points would you give it out of 10? I gave it 5, but I really like it. I should clarify, these may seem low. I'm giving these 4s, 5s, 6s. These are awesome comic issues. I love them. The reason I'm leaving, 7, 8, 9, 10 is there's a lot of really amazing stuff to come. So I'm leaving those slots, those rating points open. But this is a solid issue, 5 of 10 is what I give it. But what about you guys?